Want to turn spice into cash? Here's how you can start your own hot sauce empire, straight from your kitchen. That fiery little bottle in your fridge could be the start of your next side hustle or even your full-blown business. You can turn your kitchen into a hot sauce lab and start selling your own sauces, online, at local markets, or even to restaurants. So if you've got taste buds of steel and a little entrepreneurial spark, let's talk about how to turn spice into cash and build your very own hot sauce empire right from home. What you'll learn. By the end of this video, you'll know everything about starting your hot sauce business. We're talking recipe basics, ingredient sourcing, business planning, scaling strategies, and marketing that works. Ready to get cooking? Let's dive in. What is hot sauce? Hot sauce is basically any condiment made from chili peppers, vinegar, and seasonings. It's delicious, and every culture has its own version. You've got sriracha from Thailand, peri peri from Africa, harissa from North Africa, and good old Tabasco from Louisiana. But since there are so many, there are tons of different ways to do them. So there's no single right way to make hot sauce. That's your opportunity right there. Why it's a great business. Here's why hot sauce is perfect for entrepreneurs like you. It's simple to make. We're talking basic kitchen chemistry here. The shelf life is incredible, sometimes years when done right. You've got endless flavor possibilities, which means endless product lines. The startup costs, ridiculously low. You can literally start with what's in your kitchen right now. Plus, it's easy to brand and differentiate. People are always hunting for that next unique flavor that'll blow their minds and mouths. The market opportunity. The global hot sauce market is worth over $3 billion as of 2024. It's growing at 6.5% annually through 2030. That's not slowing down, that's acceleration. What's driving this? International cuisines are going mainstream, spicy food trends on social media, and people want healthier condiment options. The pandemic actually boosted e-commerce for specialty sauces because everyone was cooking at home and ordering online. And it's not just the US. Markets in Asia, Africa, and Europe are exploding too. Again, that's your opportunity right there. So what do you need to get started? Some ingredients, of course. Your base is chili peppers. We'll get into types in a second. Then you need vinegar for preservation and tang. After that, it's your playground: garlic, salt, sugar, fruits, veggies, spices. Some people also ferment their sauces for deeper flavors. As with any recipe, the key is balance. Heat, acidity, sweetness, and umami work together. Don't just make it hot, make it delicious. Now for the fun part, peppers. This is where your creativity really comes alive. With so many varieties out there, you've got endless ways to craft a flavor that stands out. Jalapenos are a great place to start. They offer mild heat with a clean, fresh flavor that works in just about anything. Habaneros take it up a notch, not just in spice, but in character. They bring bright, fruity notes that can give your sauce a tropical twist. Then you've got the serious stuff: ghost peppers, scorpion peppers, Carolina Reapers. These bring the kind of fire that demands respect. But behind all that heat, there's flavor. Earthy, smoky, sometimes even slightly sweet. It's not just about making people sweat, it's about creating something bold and memorable. But heat isn't everything. Some of the most flavorful sauces start with milder peppers, ones that won't blow your head off, but still deliver richness and depth. Bell peppers, banana peppers, even cherry peppers can bring sweetness, color, and balance to the mix. When you want flavor to shine without overpowering spice, these are your go-to. But how do we know how hot a pepper really is? Well, there's a measuring system called the Scoville scale. It tells us how spicy a pepper is based on its capsaicin content. That's the compound that brings the burn. The scale starts at 0 for sweet bell peppers and goes all the way up to over 2 million Scoville heat units for monsters like the Carolina Reaper. So whether you want mild, medium, or mind-blowing, the Scoville scale helps you dial in the perfect level of heat your customers will crave again and again. One of the best tricks to achieve this is blending. Like, a touch of ghost pepper layered over habanero can create a slow-building heat that doesn't just burn. It lingers, evolves, and keeps people reaching for another bite. This is where you get creative. Sweet and spicy combinations like mango habanero, extra hot varieties for the thrill seekers, smoky chipotle blends, fermented sauces with complex, funky flavors, garlic-forward versions that'll make people weep with joy. Think beyond basic hot sauce too. chili oils, spicy BBQ sauces, hot honey blends. Each flavor profile is a potential product line. Starting at home. Once you've got your ideal blend more or less figured out, the next step is getting everything ready to make your first batch. You don't need a fancy commercial kitchen or thousands of dollars to get started. In fact, you probably have most of what you need already sitting in your kitchen. A solid blender will do the trick for mixing. A few basic cooking pots can handle your sauce prep. Glass jars or squeeze bottles work great for storing and sampling. Nice-to-haves include a pH meter for consistency and fermentation jars if you're going that route. This isn't a high-barrier business. It's one of those rare opportunities where you can start small and scale as you go. In many places, home kitchens are totally fine for small-scale food production, especially if you're just selling locally or testing your product with friends, markets, or online. Just make sure to check your local food laws and cottage industry regulations. It's usually a matter of registering, labeling properly, and following some basic food safety rules. Nothing too scary. The ingredients are also incredibly low cost. You can make your first batch for as little as $50, maybe even less depending on your recipe. That gets you peppers, vinegar, salt, a few extras like garlic or fruit if you're experimenting and you're off. You can test recipes, get feedback, adjust on the fly. No massive upfront investment, no huge risk. Once you've nailed your recipe and you're ready to go beyond a few jars for friends, it's time to think about your ingredients, where they're coming from, and how you're going to keep up with demand. You've got a couple of solid paths here. Growing your own peppers gives you full control. You know exactly what's going into your sauce. And there's something special about being able to say, "These came from my own garden." It adds a personal touch that connects with people, especially when you're focusing on small batches and local markets. If you're looking to produce more consistently or just want to free up time, sourcing your peppers from local farms or trusted suppliers can make a big difference. You still get quality, but now you've got quantity too. A lot of sauce makers mix both approaches. Grow the rare or signature varieties themselves and buy the rest from reliable partners. That way, they keep the unique story but avoid the burnout of trying to do everything solo. Once you've sorted out how you'll get your ingredients, the next thing to tackle is storage. In the beginning, your home kitchen will do the job. Use glass jars or food-safe containers, label everything with batch dates and ingredients, and keep it all in a cool, dry space. Simple systems make a big difference early on. As things pick up, that setup might start to feel a little cramped. That's when it makes sense to think about extra space, maybe renting a small unit or workspace. Some sauces, especially if they're preservative-free, may need refrigeration. And once you're producing larger volumes, you'll need to meet food safety standards. It might sound annoying, but think of it as protecting your product and your reputation as you grow. The business plan. So how do you turn this into a real business? Start by understanding what's already out there. Look at other brands, what they're doing well, who they're targeting, and how they're pricing. That gives you a clearer picture of where you fit in. Then, develop a small lineup. 3 to 5 sauces is a good range. Different flavor profiles, different heat levels, enough to offer variety without stretching yourself too thin. At the same time, handle the essentials, licenses, certifications, and any food safety requirements your area asks for. Getting that in place early saves you headaches later. Your label and branding matter more than you might think. In a crowded market, a good design tells your story in seconds. It gives your sauce personality, whether it's fun, bold, clean, or fiery, and helps you stand out on a shelf or in someone's feed. Once you're ready to share your product, start where you are. Use social media to show the behind-the-scenes process. Go to local events, farmers markets, or neighborhood spots to let people taste it. That kind of direct feedback is gold. You'll learn what people love, what needs tweaking, and who your real audience is. From an investment standpoint, this is one of the more affordable food businesses to get into. Starting from home, you might spend between $300 and $700. That covers ingredients, basic equipment, packaging, and your first round of labels. If you move into a small commercial setup later on, you're looking at something closer to $3,000 to $10,000, depending on the scale. The upside? Once you have your system down, the margins can be excellent. With the right pricing and ingredients, you can see double or even triple returns per bottle. In terms of time, expect to put in 3 to 5 hours a day when you're starting. If you stay consistent, many people see a return on their initial investment within a few months. And this isn't just theory. It's already happening. Take Murder Hornet Hot Sauce, for example. They started with a tiny home setup and some wild branding, and now they're stocked in stores across multiple states and sell online like crazy. Or Hot Ones by Heatonist, which went from indie sauce makers to running one of the most viral food shows on YouTube. Even Truff, the luxury truffle-infused sauce, began as a niche brand and now has celebrity endorsements and partnerships with Amazon and Target. These brands show that if your flavor stands out and your story resonates, you can go from kitchen hobbyist to national sensation. That's the deal. Hot sauce is a low-cost, scalable business with massive potential. The market's growing, barriers to entry are low, and people always want new flavors. You don't need a factory or MBA. You need a stove, a blender, and a game plan. That's everything you need to start turning heat into profit, from your kitchen to your first real customers. If this video helped you see the opportunity, hit that like button and subscribe for more business breakdowns.